Yeah, hi there everybody at YouTube, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of the lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. So if you really want a high TOEFL score, go to onlinetoeflcourse.com and you can become one of my students, and I will give you exactly the same kind of feedback that you see all of these TOEFL students getting in this video. My job is to help you get 26 on the speaking, 24 in the writing, and also to help you get high scores on the reading and the listening sections. Alright? And in this particular video, I'm going to listen to some of my students' independent integrated speaking practice test, maybe even some pronunciation practice. So let me go ahead to the first student here. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for REB, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 3. And you're answering the question.
My beloved possession is my farm, and I'd like to...
Okay, let's take a look at what this question is, just quickly. Okay, hold on, let me find it for a minute, make sure I have the right context here. Alright, so the question is, upon your death, what valuable object or possession would you consider giving to a friend or family member? Why would you want your friend or family member to inherit this object? So you say,
my beloved possession is my farm.
You want to say my beloved possession.
And I'd like it to be inherited to my granddaughter. She will take good care of it.
I would say to be inherited by my granddaughter.
This farm means a lot to me. I inherited from my grandfather. And a lot of time I passed with bad situations and problems in my life, and I ran away from these problems by spending my weekend in this farm, growing my cattle and growing my...
You want to say growing my cattle, not cattles, right? Because cattle, you're using that kind of as a collective noun, so we don't really put S on it.
Plants and seeds. I feel very relaxed in it, and sometimes I invite my friends also to spend good time with me, so I have a lot of memories there. My beloved.
Okay, so on this one, not very specific with your details, and really the question is, when you look at what it says here, why would you want your granddaughter to inherit this farm? Right, so I think you didn't really fully answer and develop that topic. So some weaknesses here with your delivery. I mean, weaknesses with topic development, and maybe with your language use. Your vocabulary has a tendency to be a little bit basic. And you're having some minor problems with delivery. For example, the word beloved. You had some trouble pronouncing that word, beloved. All right, your score here, I'm going to put you at 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this practice test. So now I have to send this audio file to my student. Okay, we're good. So now I email this student my comments. Got it. Now I go to my next one. I'm going to go to my talk group now. Let's go to Oscar. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Oscar, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. So you completed independent speaking practice test number 7. So it says, which of the two do you prefer when exercising, running or riding a bicycle? All right, so let's hear how you answer this question.
Most people agree that it is important to exercise. Be sure to use details and examples to support.
Okay, here we go.
Because it is cheaper and also because
Okay, here we go, Oscar. Good luck, buddy.
running instead of riding a bicycle. Because it is cheaper and also because I am free to run whatever I want. The first reason is that
Maybe say cheaper and more convenient, which means you can run whenever you want. So try to include a specific word there in the beginning that kind of explains the purpose of that second support point in fewer words.
it's more expensive than running because I need to buy the bicycle, the helmet, the special clothes and all the accessories which involves to riding a bicycle.
Okay.
However, running is cheaper because I don't need too many accessories. I just need to have the energy and the mood to start running.
Okay.
Secondly, when I ride a bicycle, I need to use the bike trail instead of running wherever I can run.
You might say, however, with running, I have more convenience and flexibility in the sense that I can pretty much run anywhere I want.
Like on the street, at the park, at the mountains, and also I can enjoy the natural surroundings.
Okay.
So definitely, I will prefer running instead of riding a bicycle.
Okay, so let's take a look here. So overall, I think you had you're a little bit limited with some of your vocabulary, but I think very good topic development. You had a pretty good organization with some supporting details, maybe some minor limitations with language use, and overall you're speaking pretty clearly, so not a lot of problems in those areas. So I'm going to put you at about 24 to 26 points out of 30, 3.1 to 3.3 out of 4. All right, Oscar, good job, buddy. Okay, we'll go to the next one. And sometimes while I am waiting for that to upload, I will check my email at the same time, so I'm trying to get as much done as I can because I only have a certain amount of time each day, and when I go home around 4 o'clock, that's it. I'm going to hang out with my family, my wife and my kid and so on, and I don't want to do too much work when I go home. I want to be able to spend time with my family, so I do all this kind of work when I'm at school pretty much. Okay, so Oscar's done. Going to the next one here. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Meg Delmeda, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. So you completed an independent speaking practice test Number 74, so some prefer to give presents to others during special occasions. On the other hand, others like to receive gifts more. Which do you prefer and why?
I always prefer to give presents to my friends in special occasions. First of all, I feel satisfied in seeing the happiness of my friends when they receive my gifts. For example, last week...
Let me go back, tricky language use, so you feel happiness in giving gifts to your...
occasions. First of all, I feel satisfied in seeing the happiness of my friends when they receive my gifts. For example, last week was my friend's birthday and I gifted her a beautiful scarf.
And I gave I gave her a beautiful scarf. So it's gave, G-A-V-E. I gave her a beautiful scarf.
She told me I made her day because no one except me remembered of her birthday, which made me...
I would just say remembered her birthday, not remembered of her birthday. You don't really need that preposition there.
Feel happy. Moreover, I feel more comfortable giving presents than receiving them. For example, on my birthday, my friends made me a surprise party and I felt ashamed when I received many gifts because I was not used to it. Therefore, which is why I prefer giving presents to my beloved friends.
Yeah, I agree with you too. It is kind of weird getting
I always
presents.
prefer to give presents to my...
It is kind of strange there. I don't like it either. It is fun. It's fun to give people gifts. I think overall you had one language use problem, the word gave. So give, gave, given, right? So you have to be careful about the simple past or the past participle forms of that. Topic development I think was good. Very good examples to illustrate your ideas. You did have some minor delivery issues there that you can probably work on a little bit more. So I'm going to put you at about 23 to 24 points out of 30 on this, 3.0 to 3.1 out of 4. Okay, move to the next one. Let's see who we have next. That was number 74. Oh, we got 201, Marcelok. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Marcelok, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. I'm going to listen to your independent practice test number 201. So give me just a quick second here. Let's see which one this is. So I'm going to check it out right now. Okay, here we go. Almost there. Right here. So what will you do if your friend offends you? Be sure to use specific examples and details to explain how you would react. It always happens, right?
If my friend offends me, I will complain and ask for an explanation.
I like it. So if my friend offends me, I will complain, right? So you're using present tense and then the future, the simple present and the future, to talk about a possible action that could happen.
First of all, the common thing that I can do is complaining because that's not the way to treat people. In addition, I will ask to my friend for an explanation.
Now with your first point, you did not give a good example to illustrate that, so you got a big responsibility now to give more examples for this second point to show some depth and some progression of ideas, which is a good thing for you for your topic development.
But there's a probability that someone else told him a lie, or maybe he's very angry about his problems. For example, if my friend started insulting me, I will stop him and I will ask for an explanation.
Yeah, but what could he do that would offend you? What if your friend comes up and says, you know what, you talk too much? And then your friend makes you mad because he's criticizing your behavior.
And so we can start talking and solving the problem, or we can finish our friendship. Overall, that's why I will do that.
Or we can terminate our friendship, I think is better than finish our friendship. I would say terminate or end our friendship.
If my friend offends me. If my friend offends me, I will complain.
Okay, so overall, I think some language use issues, sometimes you're not always using exactly the right words, I pointed out, but topic development, I think you could have been a little more specific in how you explain the scenario. So you want an explanation. So what if your friend comes up to you and insults your girlfriend and says, hey, you're ugly? Right? So then you would say, why did you say that to her? So you would want him to give an explanation of why he did what he did, right? So you need to be a little more specific there. So delivery, I think, was pretty good. No major issues there. You're getting much better. You're getting more comfortable speaking. You're getting really good with your pacing and all that. So keep up the good work there. I'm going to put you at about 23 to 24 points here, 3.0 to 3.1 out of 4 on this practice test. So my goal every day really is to listen to at least 10 speaking practice tests from my students and give them feedback. And it's just a matter of time. They practice, I give feedback, practice, more feedback, and eventually they reach their goal of 26 on speaking. It may take a month or two, but they usually get it. And you can get it if you're watching this video. Remember, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but that's not necessarily going to help you improve your speaking. You actually need to do it. You need to practice and get feedback, because most likely you're not able to diagnose your own problems when it comes to delivery, language use, and topic development. A lot of students, they think they can do it on their own. They end up spending way too much money on taking practice or taking TOEFL exams over and over and over. Each time they have to pay $200. Remember, $200 is a lot of money. You could use my course for almost 5 months before you spend that same amount of money. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ravender K, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 89. So let's take a look at what this one is. Okay, so we have talked about an event in your past that you would like to relive. You want to relive it again. Describe the original event and explain why you would like to relive it. So there you go.
One of the events that I would like to relive is my 24th birthday, as I met many of my relatives.
Is my what?
One of the events that I would like to relive is my 24th birthday, as I met many of my relatives and my mother gifted me my favorite dress.
Right, so you're giving your 2 reasons, right, of why you want to relive your 24th birthday.
First of all, on that day I met many of my relatives, especially my aunt, and now she is no more, as she expired 2 years.
You know, I met my aunt, now she is. How about I met my aunt, who is now, blah, blah, blah. So instead of those short, simpler sentences, consider using some adjective clause connectors to link the ideas together, and that shows you have a little bit more advanced grammar.
And I know the reason that I cannot see her now. So, second of all, on that day, my mother gifted me my favorite dress that she made herself. So, for these reasons, that was my favorite day, and I want to relive that movement again.
Okay, so on this one, you answered the question. Very good topic development, pretty good organization. You had good control of your language use. Delivery, not entirely clear, so I had to listen to what you said maybe a couple of times. So it wasn't, it's not like it's terrible, but it does require some effort on my part to understand what you're saying. So that's why I'm going to put you right now about 3.0 or 23 points out of 30 on this practice test, right? So for you, I would spend right now, if I were you, spend about half of your time right now focusing on pronunciation and then half of your time focusing on speaking, and that's probably going to help you improve your delivery more than it is right now. That would be a recommendation. So maybe tomorrow, if you want to do some pronunciation practice, in the pronunciation part of my course, there's some sentences and some paragraph readings there. You can practice and do some voice recordings, and you can post one of them here at my VoxyPop group, and I'll listen to it, give you some feedback. All right, I think that's going to be good for you. Okay, let's go back. What do we have now? So this is independent speaking practice test number 30. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Joy, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. So you answered independent speaking practice test number 30. When a brand new device of modern technology, for example, a cell phone or computer comes out, should you buy it immediately? Or should you wait before you buy it? So give some reasons to support your opinion.
Because of the likelihood of manufacturer's error in some of these new devices, I usually wait for a period of 6 months before purchasing any new device.
Good. When you say the word device, you're having a little bit of trouble with your stress. Device.
For example, the latest iPhone 7 that just came out 3 months ago has some errors in it. The phone is blue.
What types of errors? Are these like software errors, specifically errors in design?
Whenever it's charging. Recently, my friend got burnt in his car while charging the phone because the phone exploded. And also, another of my friends...
Really? The phone blew up? I've heard of that. I don't know anybody directly that is, wow, that's crazy.
Got his house raised down because of iPhone 7. This is why I usually wait. Another of my friends got his house raised down because of iPhone 7.
He got his house, I'm having trouble understanding what you're saying there. Are you trying to say he got his house burned down because of the iPhone 7?
This is why I usually wait whenever a new device comes out to make sure that those errors in them has been fixed by the manufacturer.
Because it gives the manufacturer more time. Once they start selling the phone to the public, then they get feedback as to what kinds of bugs or problems exist in the phones. Then they have time to modify and correct those errors. So then 6 months later, the phones are working much better than they initially did. That's what you're saying, right? Okay, so in this one, you did have You had some problems, a few minor problems with language use with certain vocabulary words. You're having some problems with your delivery in terms of pronouncing things. You're making me work a little bit too hard to pay attention to what you're saying. So I'm going to put you at about 2.83 out of 4, 22 points out of 30 on this practice test. All right. Okay, go to the next one. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, I'm going to let these go. I'll do these tomorrow. So I think that's it for today with my TOEFL speaking and grading and so on.